So, good evening, everybody. It's a little late, about 7:15, but what does time mean to anybody, really, anyways? I'm here, so's Anita. She's sitting right here. I just touched my face. But what we're gonna... Hold on. Okay. I've washed my hands. Cindy Westfall asked me to do a cooking demonstration for her when I did my tour of my office, so I'm gonna do a supper. It's a little bit late, but you know, oh well. Salad first. By the way, the book, You Don't Have to Die in the End. Buy it.
Who wrote that, James?
I don't know, Anita. Who wrote it? Can you? If I had to guess, I would say it was somebody in this room.
You? Did you write the book, James?
I don't know how to write, Anita.
You write many wonderful memos, James.
Okay, salad first. Cucumber, green onions, sour cream. Basically, that's it. So let's peel it up, and we have Soma FM Lush playing on the Google in the background. She didn't ask me what I wanted when I said her name. Unlike that other Alexa girl, who every time you say her name, she just does stuff. What does that mean? Okay, so we're gonna. This is gonna go real slow and awkward if you don't say any words at all, Anita. Okay, so you don't want to do this at all?
What do you want me to say? I'm not on camera. This is your show.
Okay. So, hey, why don't I do an interview with you for your book while we're doing this?
Oh, okay.
Because she didn't get a book launch, so this is going to be me taking the place of, who's it, John Taves?
John Taves.
John Taves, and asking you
the
questions.
Voice. Oh, okay. This will be interesting. So I've come around.
My apologies to John Taves. I don't think it's going to be... So anyways, it's cooking with Jim and interviewing Anita at the same time. Multitask. As a writer, where do you get your ideas from?
I get them from you, James.
That's a lie. That is such a lie.
There are two characters in this book, Rick and Jimmy. I wonder where Jimmy came from.
My mother. I came from my mother.
Yes, you did. But she did say, your mother did say at one point, that if she knew that you would go through your life telling people that your name was Jim.
Hey! Which is my father's name.
Yes.
Whom I love very much.
Yes, and she wanted that to be your father's name. She wanted you to be Jamie. Yes. Jamie. The family always called him Jamie growing up. She was very upset when you started saying that you were Jim instead of Jamie, which you always known as.
My mother was upset for lots of things about me.
She said, hey. She said that if she would have known that you were going to do that, she would have put Jamie on the birth certificate.
Instead, it's James Stephen, named after the two most important of the apostles.
And yet you get mad. You get mad when I call you James Stephen.
Yes, and that's why I say Anita's to get back at you.
James Stephen, what are you doing now?
I'm handling a knife to make our food.
So, James.
Yes.
If you were to write a book, what would it be about?
I don't know. I don't know. What, this is my interview, not your interview.
Yeah, I thought I'd switch it up a bit.
Okay, well, so seriously, did you do any traveling to research this book?
Why, James? That's an excellent question. Yes, I did. In 2009, when I began this book, I traveled to the North Rockies, a fly-in outfitters camp, where I spent a week with natural horsemanship trainers, in particular Glenn Stewart, who had a program where he taught other trainers, and they worked with the largest...
You got to give me the... Well, I guess you can't give me that.
They worked with the largest free-range herd of horses in Canada, and it was incredible. It was just really an amazing experience being in that beautiful place, but also hearing stories of Glenn's family, of times that they'd all had on the trail, and it really helped inspire certain elements of this novel. But you know, the novel, it's actually a tough story. It's not just set in the North Rockies. This is about a girl whose life was shattered when her father committed suicide when she was 8 years old, and it pretty much blew their family apart. and
Apple cider vinegar.
she ended up making some choices that maybe we wouldn't consider that healthy or promising, and she started down a certain path. So this book is really a story of redemption.
Sour cream.
She reaches the point where she,
Full 14%.
after a third violent assault on a person, she may be incarcerated, but instead, because of special circumstances, she is offered an opportunity to participate in this intensive support and supervision program, which does exist in the Canadian youth criminal justice world. My program is made up. So in my novel, she goes to this outfitters camp and participates in this program.
Mise en place.
A number of things happen. Of course, there is an opportunity for things to go terribly wrong, and they do, because that's what happens in novels. But it's a hopeful
Can
story.
things go wrong and not be terrible?
Well, yes, I think that's true. There's different degrees of terrible. For instance, when you decide to throw lingonberry jam in whatever it is you're cooking, that might be things going wrong, but it won't be terrible. It might be a happy surprise. So there you go.
Why would I put lingonberry jam in anything other than between two pieces of bread with peanut butter?
Well, I don't know, James. Why would you? Have you never heard of puffed pastry?
I am a puffed pastry.
How about chicken?
I'm
How
getting
about-
puffier all the time.
Oh my goodness, we're not. I've stopped making bread. I have lots of flour.
Brought out the bread machine. Touch my hand in the face again.
You're learning well. This is kind of like that YouTube video where a mother, every time the son is going to touch something, she yells, "Corona!" or something like that.
yeah.
And
Okay, so salad's done. Now it's time for, we're having pork chops. We're going to fry some pork chops up.
which you actually could put lingonberry jam on. Which
We're
is
not
why
putting lingonberry jam.
See, if I was cooking,
No.
I might do
No,
something with
no.
lingonberry jam. We don't have any apples, and you have to use substitutions.
Do you know who used to put lingonberry jam in their pork chops?
Don't
Do you know
say
who?
it. Don't say it.
They're all saying it. They all know what I'm saying.
Only the people that know you far too well.
Would it be Hitler?
I can't believe you said that. That is in such
What?
poor taste.
I didn't say that. It was the cat. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on high-ish.
Is the interview over? Can I go back behind the scenes?
Well, no. I was gonna say seriously. When did you start writing, and why?
I was a very shy girl, and so I like to write stories.
She was shy.
Yeah, well, you know,
Yeah.
things change. Actually, I'm still pretty shy around people I'm not really familiar with. I wrote from a very young age, really when I ended up in Baker Lake in then the Northwest Territories, it's now Nunavut. It was a very different culture.
What was it before Northwest Territories?
Was that Rupert's Land?
Northwest Territories.
Oh, this
to,
was Rupert's Land. I think it was still Northwest Territories. It was just all Northwest Territories.
Was it?
I think so.
What was it
Sure.
before that? Was it the district of Kuwait?
Well, it was the district of Kuwait, yes, but it was that even during the.
Send your comments to her about what it was before. Don't send them to me.
Yeah. Okay, so what was the question? When did I start
When
writing?
did you start writing and why?
I started writing these stories because I was so shy, I think, that it was an escape into my imagination. And that's really when my reading expanded as well. It's a very small library, but I read every single book in that library that interested me. My previous interests, which were mysteries and adventure stories and animal stories, and then I started reading myths and legends and some nonfiction.
Who's your favorite legend?
Well, I have to say, I like Nordic legends. Oh, I'm sorry, I was supposed to say Jim. My favorite legend is Jim. Is that
No, that's not exactly what I was hoping
I
for.
forgot my cue cards. I'm very sorry. Okay, so that's when I developed my love of writing, but I was too shy and I never thought it would happen. So through high school years, I continued to write, but it was always for myself. I never thought I could be a published writer. But let's skip ahead a few years, and you and I met, and we got married, and we had children, and we moved around.
In that order.
That's pretty much, yeah, that is how it happened. And when we were in Saskatoon, I ended up deciding to leave.
2 pork chops. Thank you, King's Head Grocery.
Yeah.
I just took the little tiny
Everybody
bones
said
out of it.
Fantastic ration packs they have at the King's Head. Either meat packs, they call them ration packs because you don't pick and choose. They put it all together, but what they send you is top quality, fast, and always with a smile. And
A smile under their mask as they walk away from your house.
They decided this was a way to keep their staff employed. They rejigged their business from the King's Head pub, which was very popular.
Okay, why did you start writing?
Because I was lonely.
Why were you lonely? I was around.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Not in the early days when I started writing, but why I decided to become a published author? It was
Yeah.
because I had left flight service. I actually resigned from flight service because our family was continuing to move around.
Yeah, way to pitch in there. Thanks.
And with both of us working for the same company, it just wasn't working. So I left to look after our girls, who had 5 different sets of caregivers at the time, and it was just really, really hard on them. And I thought, well, what else am I? It was just kind of like, you know how you're just retiring now, and you're
I'm what?
You're retiring now, and you're going to figure out at this point,
I will.
who am I outside of this my career?
I think people know who I am outside
That
this
was
career.
my career, as a radio operator, a flight service specialist with Transport Canada, and I thought I was going to be doing it for a lot of years. So it was just like, okay, well, who am I now? I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and this is really important, but who else am I? And the only thing I could think of, the only thing that came to mind, and it didn't come to mind with much difficulty, it's just right there,
Old Bay seasoning. Get some.
was to be a writer. I forgot that I used to tell myself that I could never be good enough.
You know, if I don't do these product placements, we don't get paid, right?
You don't have to die in the end. McNally Robinson is a great place to order it from. Local bookstore in Winnipeg. And always really good.
And the voice of
Customers.
McNally Robinson is
John
John
Taves.
Taves.
Yes.
He doesn't sound anything like that. Here.
Well, maybe a little bit, but without the embellishment. Anyway, I started writing, and I knew it would be a long journey, but I didn't care. Writing really is about the journey, and I had stories in me, and that's why I tell stories to this day. It's just storytelling. And
What was your first book?
my first book was called Diary of a Dog. I was in grade 6. What? It's the right answer.
Was it a published, I'm sorry, what was your first published book?
It depends on what you consider published. My teacher helped me with construction paper and lamination, and my
That's not publishing.
librarian here at Carpathia School put it in the spinny rack.
What's your first published book that you actually made some significant money off of in Canada?
Flight from Big Tangle,
That's
which is
yes.
published by Orca Book Publishers, and it is aviation themed. About a girl who ends up having to fly her mother's float plane in order to save herself and her neighbor and her dog from a raging forest fire in northern Saskatchewan. Her mother flies water bombers, and her father used to also fly water bombers. So she kind of grew up in the backseat of an airplane. The most important thing about a book is finding a way to make it truthful. You can't just pull things out of the air. It's not to be believable.
And
So.
what is it sort of loosely based on?
The Mallard Fire that ripped through L'Orange in 1999.
That was 7.
No,
Yeah. You sure?
yes, 1999, because then we moved to
Murray
Yellowknife.
Robinson's going to see this, and he's going to know, and he's going to correct us in the comments below. Ooh.
Yeah, no, it was 1999, because right after that we moved to Yellowknife, and then we were really preoccupied with the whole Y2K. It's just like, oh, here we are in Yellowknife, living on top of a rocky hill, and it's amazing and very cultural, and I loved it.
And how many cylinders of propane did you buy
Okay.
in preparation for Y2K?
I just have to say that every time a raven landed on a certain hydro wire, goes to the hydro station, all the power went out. It went poof. In L'Orange, when the power went out, the water stopped working. So whenever the power went out in Yellowknife, I started thinking, oh, we're not going to have any water. So when the whole thing with Y2K came about, it was just like, oh, I got to go into big preparation mode. So yes, I bought little barbecue cylinders of propane.
To fire up a stove to boil up the
water.
non-existent water.
I stored water. You didn't see all the water I had in the storeroom. I
I think we just sold the last cylinder from that thing last year at the garage. I better put a fan on so the alarm goes off.
And open the window.
I was gonna grill today, but time got away on me there, and it's kind of we're gonna grill some steaks up again from King's Head tomorrow. What's the matter?
smoky.
Did you just touch your face with your hands? Okay, so pork chops are like 3/4 of the way cooked. They're very thin. So I got from the fridge some nice ice white wine.
I don't need any white wine because I just had 2 glasses of red wine because I was chatting with my longtime friend Sheila, who she was my roommate in Saskatoon all those years ago.
You look like Griselda. Well, you don't look like Griselda, but I'm reminded of Griselda, the Ghastly Gourmet from House of Frankenstein. Billy Man.
Anyway, yeah, Sheila is in the UK, and so it's just really a treat to chat with her for 2 hours.
Getting drunk with your friend in England.
Well, no, we had 2 glasses of wine together, but it's quite late for her, so by the time we finished it was 1 o'clock her time. We're going to do it again.
Wasn't this the glass?
No, James, that was not the glass. Or maybe it should have been.
How's that look so far? How's it smelling? How are your first smells smelling?
It smells good, and it's doing wonderful things for my skin.
Yeah, don't keep your skin away from the pan. Thank you.
Can I go away now? Is the over?
Well, once again, I'd like to thank author Anita Dare for coming by today to promote her new book, You Don't Have to Die in the End. If you want to see a more incisive review, I have one on the internet somewhere.
And I'm having a live launch on April 23rd, thanks to the National Performing Arts Centre out of Ottawa.
Ooh, I like the color on that.
And we'll be doing Q&A, and I'll have some fun things. So find me online, April 23rd. Thank you, Mr. James Dare.
Thank you, Miss Anita Dare.
For having me today.
You're welcome. And
wash your hands, stay safe.
So that's it, I'm on my own now?
Mm-hmm.
I think I just touched my face again. I think I might have missed it. Ah, crap. Not the pork chops. Okay, so pork chops are done. Knives are done. That's done. These are just about done. These fast 5 pork chops. So, what else? What else can we talk about? So, I haven't forgotten. I'm still working on the office tours. Credenza is on deck. Just, I've been busy. Totally swamped. And
you've been counting your socks.
I've been counting my socks because I think the cats it's a conspiracy. I think the cats are, oh, here's our fancy vegetables of this evening. It's straight out of Safeway Compliments, Asian style blend of stuff. Boy, that looks good.
Frozen. They look frozen.
It's like, oh well.
Oh, and that's how you live.
So the technique I'm going to cook those is you might expect like a quick stir fry. It's going to actually be a quick microwave for about 3 minutes, 3:30.
Can I also just add something?
Okay, addendum.
For anybody who might
I
be
forgot to put the garlic in.
Experiencing some cold symptoms or anything else you don't want to take out in the world, forget the garlic capsules. Take 3/4 of a tablespoon of garlic 2 or 3 times a day, depending on how you're feeling.
You're sleeping in the next room. You
Very
are
good.
so not sleeping in my room tonight. There's no way in hell.
Very good for the social distancing.
Ugh. Ugh.
It's good for you.
Yeah. Also, we're going to have, as a sort of a side with the salad and the vegetables, this last avocado we have to eat today, because if we don't eat today, it's going to be like an avocado soup tomorrow.
From the King's Grocery.
From the King's Groceries. Yeah, good shout to them. We've been ordering actually a lot of food in locally.
They've got like real carrots, not the skinny ones that come from you don't know where. Like these.
Insert
like
joke here. Keep it clean.
Farmers market carrots.
Yeah. Keep it clean, kids. We also got another load from Donardi's yesterday. We got what? 6 bottles of wine, a whole bunch of capicola, Genoa salami, and provolone cheese, and what else? Oh, she's gonna show you a wine.
Yep, they do these patio packs. where they select the wine, but they're always nice wine. They give you 6 bottles of wine for $60, so it's a good deal. And their service is amazing and friendly. So Denardi, order from them.
I'm gonna lose all my points here on presentation, I guarantee. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna plate this. We're gonna plate this up.
Ordinarily, you have some nice shaved cheese on top.
Oh, you know what? In the fridge, I bought. That's the other thing I bought that I didn't tell you about. In the cheese locker there in the bottom left, we got butter. I think it's Parmesan block. Yes, yes. I can't read that. Yes, yeah. Parmesan Reggiano from Mountain.
You don't know what you bought?
Well, I know it's Parmesan, but I just couldn't remember exactly what the brand type or it's got the actual symbol on it. So before I do that, what I'll do is I'm going to get a small knife. I'm just going to cut off about that much, right through the plastic for now. We'll do something with that later as she goes for the wrapping paper. That was not a good subtle hint. Okay, so cheese grater, and why not put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on there? Yes, sir,
We
Bob.
have some spinach that you could chop up. We don't have any parsley.
Too late.
For...
Not in the plan.
Not
Not in the plan. You know about the plan.
Entire
Not in the plan.
married life.
Hey,
Not
could
the
you
plan.
wrap that
It's
up?
not in your
Could you wrap that up too?
Ah,
Thanks.
that's
Because I got a little, you know. Now, on top of the Parmesan cheese, we'll take some of these caramelized onions. Caramelized is just another fancy word for almost burnt.
Well, that's what you always said about my cooking.
No, I didn't. Just that one time you made the raisin lasagna.
No.
Don't ask. That's, yeah.
We don't talk about
We don't
that.
talk about the raisin lasagna. Oh, and can you grab me the butter out of there too? Is this hot? Son of a! Frick.
What did you do?
I grabbed the hot bowl out of the microwave. I didn't realize it was that hot.
You never do.
Okay, so a little bit more of that extra cheese and a little bit of,
More compliments, brand.
yeah.
But you know what? I love our
Hey,
local Safeway.
Fixed income, man.
You know what? Safeway,
Not like gourmet butter.
the staff there, they know us. We know them. We know each other by name. Their service is amazing. It's
I wore my mask that Anita made for me in Safeway today.
good. I'm really glad to hear
Yep.
that.
Surprisingly, I would say 20% of the people in the none of the staff are wearing masks.
That's because they have shields.
Yeah, but none who were walking around the aisles. So a little bit of butter, a little bit of salt.
Throw it. No. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay.
I can't believe. No, not well. I got a little bit of pepper. A little bit of pepper. Okay. Mix it around a little bit more. Yada 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 yada. That's super hot, man. What do I do? Okay, so good. Blah. That's plating. Blah. 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 And that's better. And then salad. Where's the how come I can't find the that is to say the tongs. No, you don't need these tongs. Oh, I got. You know what? Could you put those back for me?
Yes, I will.
I don't need those.
I was enjoying your efforts, though.
Okay. So the salad. Ooh, ah, ooh, 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 ah, ooh. Too much. Ah, ooh, ah, ah.
It's beautiful, honey.
And then what else? Oh, the avocado. So we'll eat this last avocado. Oh, what do you do? I don't use that. You use that?
Yes.
Oh. I just use a spoon.
Let's see whose is prettier. Neither one, because
That's awkward. Okay,
The
so I
avocado
just kind of
is-
scoop out what's the.
it's kind of ripe.
Yeah, it's pretty ripe. Mmm. That sure looks tasty.
It does look.
So yeah, that's that. And what else? That's that. I should pour myself some wine, put this butter away. Minimal mess, you'll notice, because I'm a big fan of cleaning up things, messes as I make them. Right, Anita?
Well, you've heard the words often enough anyway, so.
Yeah. Yeah, pour me some of that wine.
I will. This nice Argentinian Malbec from Denardi.
See, I was going to use the old zesty Italian salad dressing trick with the pork chops, but I said, yeah, not bother. It's gourmet. Oh yes. So, dinner in I don't know how many minutes. What is it? 25 minutes. Cheers. Now get out of my kitchen.